Welcome back to Southeast Texas Weekly. I'm Kevin Steele. Great to have you with us this morning, where we're talking once again about politics. It has been an extraordinary week. Godfrey Leggett, Democratic activist, and Billy Joe, Republican activist, joining us. Great to see you guys today. We appreciate you very much.
Nice
Thanks
for inviting us.
It's been an historic election by any means. It did not go the Democrats' way, locally even speaking. What are your immediate reactions to the results from the other night?
I feel like Democrats had some good candidates, but they got swept up in the Republican tidal wave, and there was no stopping it.
But we've seen a lot of races where, in a lot of years, that is to say, a lot of election cycles where locally
this is a Democratic, traditionally Democratic area, no doubt about it. But it's also been gerrymandered by the Republicans on a national level. At a local level, it's still Democratic.
Can we? Will we expect to see sort of a swing back the other way in a few years?
I hope so. I hope that people wake up.
Why is Brad Burnett so popular? Who can say?
Well, he was an all-state football player for PNG, and that PNG legacy held on. I think that's what carried him through.
Okay. You've also talked extensively about the success of Shane Howard, who seems to be a rising star in Republican politics, really in the state, yes. Not to mention locally. But what are your feelings about some of the local races, including the Howard race?
Well, I thought that it was interesting that a lot of people who traditionally have voted Democrat many times in the past, even as late as 2006, switched over to vote Republican this time. And I think it's because they realized through all the advertising that went out and through the way the county has been governed the last 4 years, that the values that they hold in their hearts to be true more align with the Republican ticket than the Democrat.
What did local Democratic leaders do to govern in a wrong direction as far as you're concerned?
Well, they've increased spending 40% in the last 4 years. Crime is up. We've had 12,000 people. We have 12,000 people in this next census have left the county in the last 10 years. That's 20 to 25 families every month have left Jefferson County, never to return and never to be replaced.
Well, I don't know
because they think that's not the place to live.
It's a substantial indictment. Is it something Democrats can overcome?
I don't think it's an indictment. I think it's just a matter of local conditions. You know, and I don't agree that crime is up. I think crime is down.
Well, you can cook statistics, but you can't cook the fact that, like I said, 10 to 12,000 people have left, and that's by the federal government's count.
Well, I understand that, but what I'm saying is there could be other factors besides the Democratic rule or governance that caused that to happen. As a matter of fact, I'm very likely that that's true.
Oh, yeah,
what did you think of this, Godfrey?
Anymore.
What did you think of this matter of Shane Howard winning his election and some of the others coming in and making inroads in countywide politics? For the first time since at least 34, we have Republicans sitting at the top of Jefferson County politics.
Like I said, you know, the average guy working at a refinery or some concrete plant, he goes to eat lunch, he turns on his radio, listens to talk radio. What's on talk radio? Rush Limbaugh, Bill O'Reilly, you know, these Republican mouthpieces that are just, you know, beating the drum every day. Obama's a closet Muslim. He doesn't have a birth certificate. They want to take away your rights. They want to put grandma on a pull her lifeline, you know. All this nonsense every day, bum, beat the drum. And guy says, hey, Obama might be a Muslim. Hey, he doesn't have a birth certificate. They're going to try and take away our health care.
Billy Joe, are these death panels going to be, are they going to be overturned and repealed in this legislation?
They will not be overturned and will not be repealed as long as Obama has the veto power, but they will be defunded. The House of Representatives does pass the budget or does set up the budget, and they will see to it that the money
president has to sign
to build the administration, to build the bureaucracy will not be put into place.
The president has to sign it.
Mr. Leggett, are we going to see the repeal of
also, I think President Obama should use the model given by George Bush and use some signing statements.
Signing statements. Let me ask you.
It worked for him.
You mean don't veto anything?
No, I'll veto what you want.
That's what Bush did.
But say, well, I'll accept this 80% here. But these two here, have a presidential finding, and I'm not going to sign off on these two sections. I'd like to see the Republicans scream and holler about that.
But let me get back to this matter of local politics. Is Jefferson County the last bastion of progressive Democratic politics in Southeast Texas?
In Southeast Texas, yes. Yes.
I think Southeast Texas is probably the last bastion in Texas of Democratic politics. But,
yeah, okay. Even
I mean, really, this is red state Texas here, okay? You got to face facts.
Well, there are several entitlement counties along the border. They're still very, very strongly Democratic.
I keep hoping for education to finally break through, you know, and teach people the reality.
That's what I'm hoping, too.
Final words here as we go tonight. The Virginia Congressman Eric Cantor, he's running for House Majority Leader in the new House.
Oh, he won't be the only one, probably.
Yeah. Well, you know, there is the question of whether he might be the better man as Speaker.
Mid-orange man.
And I'll let you speak to that even. But Eric Cantor, he put out a 22-page paper on changing Washington. Now, Billy Joe, are the Republicans really going to alter the course of their futures and that of the nation in really getting legislation moving here? Really changing America, or has it been a lot of bluster about how bad the president has been for the past 2 years and no substance when it comes to having some degree of control?
I certainly hope that they're going to change the tone, they're going to change the direction, and they're going to live up to what they promised. If they hadn't, 2 years will change them also.
Is there anything that would change Texas politics where we would start to see Democrats beginning to be more successful in Texas?
I would hope we could educate the people about some of the things we're trying to do that are good and right for America. Because there are quite a few things we're trying to do that people don't understand. And we need to educate people. And that's a job that the Democrats have not done well lately.
We did discuss this matter of immigration reform. What did you think of that question?
Well, you know, I'm out of step with some of my Democrats because I actually think we ought to control our borders. And I think that all the Mexican people coming from not just Mexico, but Guatemala, wherever, should follow the law and get a visa and go through the normal process. I don't have a problem with them working here. I don't. I just think we need to know where they are, what they're doing, you know.
Well, you guys have been fantastic. We appreciate the discourse. We appreciate the dialogue. Billy Joe with the Republican activist wing, and Godfrey Leggett with the Democrats. Great to see you guys as always. It's been an interesting debate. Americans and Southeast Texans are beginning to look at their politics and say, you know, it's time we get involved in to a larger degree. It's because of the debate that you guys have discussed right here. Thank you for joining us on Southeast Texas Weekly. I'm Kevin Steele. We'll be happy to see you right here next time.